So I hope still some members are joined. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
so
sir.
no
Yeah.
worries. Okay, let them join accordingly.
Sure, sir. No issue.
Yeah. Very good morning, one and all. So I hope myself is Satyanarayan. So I hope I have been handled data acquisition MIDAC training like day before yesterday. So in yesterday's class, maybe you have been already come across with the communication part. So as well as one of my colleague, Mr. Ram Prakash, he have been already handled you the introduction to Rio, my Rio. Okay, like what all the features and what all the applications that you are going to do. Okay, so today I am here to just give a demonstration about how to work with the MyRio. Okay, so and how the loopback connections will be working, and what all the features that yesterday had been explained. So maybe I'll be just trying to show you a demonstration on the same NI MyRio. Okay, so well, I'll just try to share my screen. That's it. So I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Yeah, okay, so thank you. So yeah, so the picture, the model, whatever you're seeing in my screen. Okay, this is what exactly the MyRio. So that we are going to see the demonstration on how to work with this using a NI lab view. Okay, so I hope yesterday had been explained. I'll just give it in a brief introduction. Okay, a very short introduction, like what exactly MyRio and what all the things you have in the MyRio. Okay, so actually speaking, NI MyRio, it stands for rewritable, okay, reconfigurable input output. Okay, so I repeat once again, NI MyRio, National Instruments MyRio, it stands for reconfigurable input output. Okay, so in the word itself, you can easily say that what exactly that reconfigurable. Okay, so obviously reconfigure in the sense. Okay, so you'll be having some sort of a configuration settings. Okay, so you can just try to reconfigure like as your requirement. Okay, it is not like totally a fixed thing. Okay, you can just try to reconfigure as per your requirement. So that is what the name stands for, Rio. Okay, so and as you have seen here, okay, yesterday he had been told you that you have many inbuilt features in MyRio, right? So you have inbuilt onboard accelerometer. Fine, you have onboard LEDs, right? Then you have push button where you can able to access or you can able to trigger if some many hardwares have been connected. Okay, and moreover, it's been having a processor. Actually speaking, okay, like previously, what I have been explained, the DAC, okay, the data acquisition device. So it was a basic hardware meant for the students. Okay, so and even the NI MyRio is also meant for the students. Why? The only difference between the Rio and DAC is, okay, so the DAC is meant for the data acquisition and with some limited number of channels, like either it may be analog or digital. So whereas if you come for the Rio, okay, so even it is also having analog platform and digital platform, but additional to that, it is having moreover it is having onboard devices, and it consists of a processor, right? So it is having some sort of a OS type thing. Okay, so and one more thing is it is actually powered up with the adapter. Okay, like moreover, if we try to connect with my DAC, okay, so it was just trying to power up with a USB, right? So we are not giving any external source. But whereas if you come for this MyRio, okay, you have to just use a power adapter which is of 12 volt. Okay, so how it can be given to 12 volt? We cannot, we are not connecting into any sort of a battery, but instead we are just directly connecting into AC mains. Okay, so where the power adapter will be converting from 230 volts to the 12 volts, and it is supplying a voltage to the Rio. Okay, this is what exactly thing. And moreover, you can just see here towards right hand side. Okay, you're having some sort of LEDs here. Okay, it is having power LED, status LED. Okay, and it is having a Wi-Fi. Okay, so and you are having onboard 4 LEDs. Okay, so we can just ask me like, sir, why the onboard LEDs have been given? What is the use of that? Okay, so usually at some part of the requirement, or in some part of the situations, we might have been trying to use a external LED, right? Either it may be giving any sort of a confirmation, or whether if you want to know from this particular point of time, we are given a threshold. Okay, so if you want to know whether we are able to get a proper output or proper sorting out. Okay, so to overcome this problem by using, instead of using external LEDs, so they are given 4 onboard LEDs, so where it will be very much usable, right? So and even you have more number of analog channels and analog digital channels. I hope yesterday had been explained. So totally in the Myrio, so we are having 3 different ports called MXP and MSP. So MXP stands for mini expansion port, and MSP stands for mini system port. Okay, so today we are just trying to deal all those things by just giving the demonstration. Okay, so fine. Okay, so yeah, so coming back, yesterday I hope you are seeing like how you can able to work with the Myrio. I think he had been just showed how to create a project. Okay, so usually like till DAC, whatever the VI we deal with in our lab, or whatever the things we do. Actually speaking, we were just trying to go with a new VI, and we were just trying to get getting into a programming part. We're just doing a program. Okay, like I was just going into a file, new VI. Okay, so here I was just right clicking, and I was taking some part of things, and I was working with the same, right? So now, from now onwards, and actually if at all you're trying to work with any embedded part, not only the Rio. Okay, so the basic version for for students, it's actually the basic hardware, the NI Myrio. But if you come for the industrial thing, okay, for industrial part, if you come, we are having a more exposure to the hardware is called C Rio, compact Rio. Okay, so where it will be having a different sort of axis, right? So I'll be just showing you the Stereo. Yes, so yes, so you can just see here the images of the Stereo. Yeah, so this is what exactly the Stereo. Fine. So I hope you can see here. Okay. So here towards your left hand side, whatever the things you can just see like RJ45 connector, USB slot, all those things, sorry. So actually this is a controller. Okay, so and moreover you can just see on towards your right hand side with NI4 9425 and 9477 some modules. Okay, so actually this is a slot where you can able to insert your module. Okay, actually this entire thing we call it as a Stereo, or we call this as compact Rio, it stands for. So main thing is it will be used in an industries. Okay, so why it will be used in industries in the sense, so for industrial purpose, actually we will be not using a very limited channels like analog or digital. Okay, so we'll be using a more number of channels like analog or digital. Why? Because there will be a lot of thing to be acquired or to generate all those kind of stuff. So since in Myrio or in MyDAC, they are just trying to give an very limited channels. Okay, so that's why these two hardwares cannot be used in an industrial purpose. So that's why even but the functional wise, whatever we are using MyDAC or Myrio, functional wise or programmatical wise, so it's almost the same. So there'll be no change at all to work with the Myrio or a Serio or MyDAC or with a CDAC. So it's almost the same, but only changes will be the connection will be the different part with Serio or Myrio. Okay, and moreover the programmatical will be, everything will be the same. So that's why the NI is giving trying to give hardware of like Myrio and MyDAC for students to work with an some portions of an industrial exposure. Okay, so fine. So here I was explaining about LabUVI. Okay, so when we were working with normal MyDAC, so we were just right clicking over here and we were just dragging and dropping, or we were just going to measurement IO, and I was using DAC MX with DAC assistant. Okay, so but now if at all you are trying to use with the embedded hardware, so actual thing is this is not the proper procedure. Okay, so the proper procedure will be the different part. Actually speaking, we cannot try to access the Myrio under the my computer, means the host. Okay, so always we have to handle or we have to access the Myrio or the embedded hardware under the real-time applications, means under the real-time RT. Okay, so for that what we have to do is, so we have to just try to start creating a project. Okay, so first I'll just try to create a project. I hope yesterday he had been explained you how to create a project or how to access the things. Okay, so but no worries, I'll just try to brush up from the beginning. Okay, so I'll just click on Myrio. Okay, so actually there are two ways to create a project, or maybe you can just try to access the Rio. Okay, so I'll be just explaining you all both the two parts. Okay, so first thing is either you can just go with the blank project, or you can just go with the Myrio project, or if at all you are trying to work under the FPGA, so maybe you have to go with this custom FPGA project. Okay, so as of now we'll just try to see how to add a hardware or how we can able to access that. Okay, so first I'll go with the blank project. I'll just select a blank project and I click on finish. Okay, so after clicking on finish, you'll be getting one more window. Okay, so this window is of the project window. Okay, so this what we call the small window as my project window. Okay, so in this project window you can just see you're having my computer. Okay, so you can just see you have a project with untitled project 1. Under that you are having a my computer. Okay, so that's what I said you, that whatever the hardware we are dealing with, it is actually the real-time hardware, means the real-time we are dealing with the real-time applications. We call that as RTA. Okay, so and whatever the thing we are accessing or we are configuring, everything will be in a my computer, but that is not the actual way. Okay, till now whatever we did, and we are accessing the MyDAC, and we are trying to push some data, we are acquire some data, this everything we are doing under the my computer. Okay, but now if at all you want to deal with any embedded hardware or any industrial hardware, so you have to first try to access the hardware, means first you have to add a hardware. Okay, so how will you add a hardware is, so you just select the project. Okay, you have to right click on the project, go to new. Here you have options called targets and devices. Okay, so I'll just click on this target and devices. Okay, So under this targeted devices, maybe you can just watch here very carefully, so that you are having n number of hardware list here, like Elvis Rio, Ethernet Rio, My Rio, okay, real time compact vision system, real time CDAC, Rio, okay, and many industrial sort of hardwares are also available here. Okay, so why that's what I said, that whatever the hardware you deal with, either MyRio or MyDAC or anything, it's almost the basic platform. Okay, so if at all you are very confident with this, or the way if the students are very confident in this part, okay, so maybe you can just try to access the industrial hardware very easy. Okay, so and moreover, if you are just seeing here, that's what I said you, that previously CDAC and Cerio will be the industrial hardware where you can able to access very easily. So if you just click on this add mark here, okay, so maybe you can just see here, it is checking detecting the devices. Okay, so if else any devices are being detected, okay, if the devices are any devices are being detected, okay, it will be shown under this. Okay, so right now we are dealing with a myrio, so we'll just try to click on the myrio. Okay, so I'm so sorry, it's showing the no items found. Okay, I are not connected hardware, right? So I'll just try to connect a hardware, so via the USB cable, like how we have connected our MyDAC. So same similarly, I'm connecting a MyRio itself. And moreover, one more thing additional to that, you have to give a proper power supply. Okay, so if at all you are giving a proper power supply, fine. So after giving a power supply, the power supply status LED will start glowing, so that we can easily say that our hardware has been set up. Okay, so and moreover, whenever you try to configure, or whenever you start connecting your hardware to your laptop or your PC, okay, you will be getting one window called USB monitor. Okay, so here you can just see the device name. Okay, device name I have given as VIS Rio, and you can just see the hardware serial number, and even though it is having the IP address. Okay, so yesterday my colleague Mr. Ram Prakash, he had been told to you that it is similar somewhere, like it is similar to our the system. Okay, so why, you can ask me. So it is having the processor. Okay, so it is having the memory. Okay, and it is having the inbuilt own OS. Okay, even though he had been explained how you can able to install the driver software. Okay, so even I have been told you while explaining about the DAC, my DAC. Okay, so the application software will be the LabVIEW, and the driver software will be the same version, similar version has to be installed, right? So I hope you have been observed when I opened LabVIEW, it was showing LabVIEW 2018 MyRio Toolkit. Okay, so actually speaking, if at all you are try to work with respect to the MyRio, okay, so we have must and should use we have to install the MyRio toolkits to your system. Okay, yesterday I have he had been shown. Okay, so fine. So just I'll minimize this. Okay, so now you can just see under MyRio. Okay, so a device has been detected called VIS Rio. You can just see you are having a small hardware part thing. Okay, the picture of a hardware, and next to the hardware name. Fine. So under MyRio. So but similarly, if you click on CDAC or Cerio, so no hardware will be there. Why? Because none of the hardware is right now is not connected to my PC, so that's why it's not available. Fine. So now I'll just click on VIS Rio, and I'll click on OK. Okay, so now it's checking for the chassis. Okay, so actually we call that as a chassis. So and I know under the chassis you can just see. Okay, so now previously you were just seeing only my computer and build specification, and now you can just see my Rio VS Rio with some IP address. So under the chassis, real-time scan resources, so under FPGA target. Okay, so I have many many things, onboard devices or many things, many connectors have been added. Okay, so this is how the procedure of adding the Rio into your My Computer. Okay, so now whatever you deal with the My Rio, so you have to always create a VI under the My Rio. Okay, make sure that why? Because My Rio is an RT real time and My Computer is a host. Okay, so if at all you try to connect, create a VI under My Computer, what all the options you have, and if at all you try to connect VI under MyRio, what will be the options? I'll be just showing you. Okay, so before getting into this, okay, so I would like to show you, one more demo. Okay, like how to check with the hardware whether it's been connected properly, or to test the hardware, right? So I hope even when I was explaining about the MyDAC, I was just showing you the test panels, right? So I was just connected with a wire with analog acquisition and analog generation, AI and AO. So I was just doing a loop backing test, and I was showing you whether all my channels have been working good. Okay, similarly here, instead of connecting to the channels, we have a very good features about the onboard devices like accelerometer, LED, and button. Okay, so all those things we'll just try to glimpse the part. Okay, so here what I'll do is I'll just click on launch the getting started wizard. Okay, so when you just click on that, fine, so you'll be getting one getting started Rio. Okay, so now it is showing we found one Rio. Yes. Okay, so I'll just click on that Rio. So now it is trying to connect with my Rio. That means my system with application software as well as a device software will just start communicating between each other. Okay, so now it is showing me the checking on VS software, means it is just trying to check whether the necessary software or necessary toolkits is available. Fine. So like as we have bought a very brand new PC or brand new laptop, okay, the first thing what we are going to do is we will be installing the OS operating system. So similarly, whenever you try bought a very new the Rio, so you have to install a proper necessary toolkits for it. Okay, so that's why this is one of the procedure to go with. So if necessary software was not available, so it was showing whether you want to install the software, recommended software. So if you just click on S, so hardly it takes like 3 to 5 minutes of time, so that within that particular time, so it will be just finished. So now then it is asking me to whether you want to rename your hardware name, so that you can just try to keep the hardware name whichever it is convenient to us. Okay, so next I'll just click on next. Okay, so now it is trying to test my onboard devices. It's time to test my onboard devices. So here maybe you can just watch. So actually speaking, we are having a 3-axis accelerometer, so that it will be a range of plus or minus 8G. Okay, 8G in the sense like gravitational. So obviously we'll be checking the accelerometer values under the G. Okay, fine. So and here on-off switch toggle switch are available to just on and off our onboard LEDs. And here you have one small LED type thing, so that way maybe even I told you that we have button, push button, so that using that push button you can able to control that. So now what I'm doing is, so I can just try to observe the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Okay, so now I'm just trying, I'm holding the MyRio in my hand. Okay, so I'm just trying to do it in a different direction. Means I'm just trying to revolve, so that you can just try watch carefully that the values have been differently changing. Okay, and even they are given the axis here also. So towards the right hand side, if I hold a MyRio at this direction, whatever they are given, so towards my right hand side, so it is actually the x-axis. Now you can just see I'm holding a Rio. So, and varying only the x-axis. You can just see the x-axis is varying very quickly compared to y and z. Means I'm just trying to move towards x. Okay. So now you can just see towards y. I'm just trying to move my Rio towards y, so that y is giving more values. Then z towards upward. Okay. So towards a roof. Okay, so now I'm just trying to do towards the roof. So if I try to flip the Myrio, you can just see a z-axis is going towards a -1. Okay, so -1 in the sense, like we can easily say that the Rio has been in the opposite direction. But if I flip to a normal direction, you can just see the values are going to 1. Okay, so you can easily say that, or we can easily see, okay, my onboard devices is working fine and good. Okay, so and moreover, I'll just try to turn on the button. So maybe you can just observe here. Okay, Myrio button is just pressing, and you can just see the LED is blinking. Okay, if I hold it continuously, the button, so it is showing the continuous thing. So if I click on, by giving some sort of a gap or delay, so it is blinking. Okay, so and on and off here button, maybe you can just watch on the exactly on the Rio. Okay, so as of cannot see the thing. Why? Because I have not turned on the camera. Fine. So, but I hope we can just see with respect to the button as well as this accelerometer. So we can easily say that, okay, whatever the Rio have been connected is working well and good. Okay, this is what I know, the basic testing of the Rio with using the onboard devices. Fine. Okay, so I'll just click on next. So maybe you can just start your new project here, like whatever I have been taught you. So or else maybe you can just close it and you can go with this procedure. Okay, so anything will be the fine. So according to the user. Okay, so this is one way, and by adding. So and I'll be showing you the one more way to add. Okay, so yeah, maybe you can just see here Labio 2018 MyRio toolkit. Okay, so if at all you're not installed MyRio toolkit, so this the words whatever you can just see it will be not available. It will only just display it as a Labio 2018, but not a MyRio toolkit if you are not has been installed. Fine. Okay, so I'll just create a new project once again. I'll just click on the MyRio. Okay, so I have been just showing you about a blank project, but now I'll be just going with MyRio project and just click on next. You can just see the difference. What is the changes between the blank project and MyRio project? Okay, yeah. So in this MyRio projects itself, okay, you can just give your project name. Okay, so and you can just route your project where exactly you want to go. So here I'll be just given as Nagarjuna demo. Okay, the project name as. Okay, so here you have option that you can just go into plugged into the USB. Okay, so here you can just see it's already been detected vs Rio with 172.22.11.2 as a IP address. So why we are getting this IP address in the sense? Okay, so we are actually I told you that MyRio can be able to access with the Wi-Fi wireless connection. Okay, so actually speaking, we are having different sort of IP networks. Okay, if at all you want to go with your system IP configuration, okay, so there you can just see 192.168. And some etc. like different sort of IP network for your laptop, and maybe for even to the different system or for mobile also will be having a different IP network, right? So same similarly for MyRio, they are not given under 192.168. Why? Because it will not comes under the system. right? So that's what they have been given the hardware as 172.122.11.2 as a IP address, standard IP address for connecting through the USB. If at all you are connecting through the wireless connection, this IP address will be the different form. Okay, so even I'll be showing you what will be the different IP address. Okay, when you are being connected via the Wi-Fi. Okay, but as of now, we'll just try to go with this plugged into the USB. Okay, and moreover, here also you can just change the option if at all you are connected over the Wi-Fi. Okay, so here you can just check the thing. But as of now, I have not turned on the Wi-Fi. Okay, so I'm not going into the same. Okay, so and here also you can just go with the generic target, or like if you want to simulate the Myrio. Okay, think that you don't have hardware. Okay, if you want to go with Myrio, like simulated hardware. Simulated hardware is nothing but where you can just try to access the necessary pin inputs or outputs, but ultimately you will not get a proper answers. So why? Because since it is a simulated hardware, you can just follow the procedure and you can just understand the concepts, what all the things we can do. Okay, when the hardware is not available with you. Okay, so even the same for the students also. If at all we are, we will be not handed over the hardware for the students, but they want to know about what all the configurations or what will be the settings. Okay, for some students they'll be just forgot what will be the steps they have to done. So at that particular time, they can just go for the generic target, like they want to create a simulated hardware. They can just think that, okay, we are having a hardware and we are working with the hardware. Okay, the options, everything will comes under the same. The only thing is you cannot check a proper output. That's it. Okay, so I'll be just going into plugged into hardware. Just click on finish. Means like previously what I did, I just created a project. So I right click under the project. So I'm adding the targeted devices. But here, so directly I'm creating a project. And if you see here, so previously I was just right clicking, go to new. I was adding targeted devices. So at that time I was having only my computer and build specification. Only two options were available. So, but now, if at all you're trying to go with this part, okay, you can just see you can able to add a Rio, okay, but you cannot able to try accessing the FPGA part. Why? Because FPGA part will be the different format. Fine. So I hope you understand. What is the difference between the creating a new project or creating a different form. Sorry, is there any disturbance? Behind me, my voice. Hello. Hello. Shashikiran sir.
Hello, sir.
Sir, is there any voice, disturbance behind me? Actually speaking, some work is going on here. So, so that's why I'm getting some disturbance along with my voice.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, but I hope you can able to hear my voice very clearly, sir.
Yes, sir. It's audible, clear.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, some work is going on, beside our office. So that's why I could not concentrate on the things. So I'm so sorry for this.
It's okay, sir. It's all right.
Yeah, fine. So here, I hope I have been understood how to create a project under the Myrio with two different things. Okay. So now I'll be just explaining you the same thing regarding under NI Max. Okay. So under NI Max, we have been seeing like in the previous class how we can able to go with the devices and interfaces with respect to the MIDA. Okay. So if you see here, if at all I try to open the NI Max. Okay. So under NI Max, if at all you want to work with the MyDAC, okay, so you can just see, you can have to go under the devices and interfaces. Okay, so if you just see here under the devices and interfaces, sorry, just a second. Yeah, so I'm so sorry for that, sir. Actually, I know they're doing some more work. Okay, fine. I hope my voice, you can just hear it properly, compared to background noise. Right? Yeah. So I was explaining about the NI Max. Okay. So under NI Max, so previously we are just going to check with respect to the DAC, right? So here, if at all you're working with MyRio or any embedded system or CDAC Stereo, so we'll be not checking under the devices interfaces. So instead, we'll be going under the remote system. Okay. So in this remote system, you can just see, VS MyRio has been detected. I'll just click on that. Okay. Whenever you just click on that, you will be getting a MyRio system settings, right? So if at all you just click on the My System, so you'll be getting the laptop or the PC details. But whenever you click on remote system under the MyRio, the system settings will be, it will be different, right? So you can just see you are having, the host name, the IP address. Okay. So different kind of things. And if you come for the network settings, so here you can just try to, change your network settings or wireless mode options, everything. Okay. So maybe I'll be just explaining you this in the later part. Fine. Yes. So now we'll just, come under the project window. Okay. So under this project window, okay. So now you can just see under MyRio, okay, and under my computer, I'll be just showing you both the VAs. Okay. So what exactly the difference between both the VAs? So we are having already one main VA under MyRio. Okay. So we'll just try to explore what exactly it is having. Fine. So you can just see, some already ready-made code is available. Okay. So if you just check, okay. So if you just check here, you can just see you're having, accelerometer code. Okay. So they are done with respect to accelerometer, means where they'll be just, connecting the LabVIEW to your hardware. Okay. So from this hardware, you can just, try to, dump the code for your, hardware via USB. If it is connected USB, or if at all you are connected with wireless, so maybe you can just connect via the wireless. Okay, means the code will be transferred via wirelessly through the IP address. That is what I think. So right now it's being connected via the USB. So how that can be checked via it's been connected USB, in the sense, in the project window, we can just see the IP address. So the IP address is 172.22.11.2. So it is meant for the USB. Okay. So now before running my code, so what I have to do is, so I have to right click on this Rio. Okay. And here you have option called connect. So I just click on this connect. So now you can just see the deployment progress, progress is going on. Whatever the code I'm trying to planning to dump, so it is, just trying to dump via the USB cable. Okay. So yes. So now it's been connected. How, in the sense, you can just see a very small LED is available here. Yes, I hope you can watch. Okay, so if the LED is connected in light green color, saying that Rio has been connected properly, means the connection between the LabVIEW as well as the Rio is being established properly. Okay, so if this light is not available, saying that I'll just right click and disconnect. Now you can just see the light is not glowing over there, saying that the Rio has not been connected, means it's not been established a link between the LabVIEW as well as the hardware. Okay, so before getting means before running any sort of a code, so better right click and click on connect, so that it will be try to deploy the process. Okay, and you can just see the light will be glowing. Okay, so after that, now I'm just showing you the ready-made code. Okay, now you can just click on the run button. Okay, and I'll just click on save. So now you can just see some library files or the coding files. It will be trying to dump to your MyRio memory. Yeah, so now you can just see the access. Okay, so the blue color will be the x-axis. Okay, I'm trying to pull towards my right hand side. Okay, I can just see the blue color thing very much varying, and I'm just trying to move towards the y-axis. The red color is V. Okay, and z-axis, the green color. Okay, so if I just try to flip that, okay, you can just see it is going towards a -1, means minus z like thing. Right, so this is how maybe you can just try to access the accelerometer in an code. Okay, so but actually thing is this is the ready-made code. Okay, but I'll be explaining you like how to select the things or how you can able to do programmatically in your lab. Okay, so I'll just close it. Okay, so now I'll just try to add a VI under my Rio. Okay, so I'll just right click on the Rio, go to new, here select a VI. Okay, so if you select a VI, you can just see here on the top. So untitled file, front panel on Nagarjuna demo.lv project /myrio. Okay, so always the VI whatever you have been created, that should be always under the Rio. Okay, so if it is under the Rio, so then you can easily accessible. Okay, so now I'll just write, if you want to access the input pins, output pins of analog or digital, okay, or onboard connectors, accelerometer or LEDs or button, anything, so you have to just right click on the block diagram. So here you have option called MyRio palette. Okay, so maybe you can just observe very carefully. So I have one more option called FPGA interface as well as a MyRio palette. Okay, so if you come for this MyRio palette, you can just see analog in, analog out, digital in, digital out, button, LED, accelerometer. Okay, so PWM encoder, SPI, I2C UART. Okay, I hope yesterday I had been told you about the MXP connectors. Okay, so mini expansion port has some sort of protocols where we can able to accept three types of protocol: UART, I2C, and SPA. Okay, serial peripheral interface, interconnected connector, and universal asynchronous transmitter and receiver. I hope you have already come across with these three different type of protocols, right? Okay, so even this can able to be accessed in the MyRio with MXP connector, mini expansion port. Okay, so maybe I'll be just showing you the demo, like how you can work with the protocols also. Okay, so but as of now you can just see if at all you want to access a Rio or the pins under the Rio, you have to go under the MyRio. Okay, so here you can just try to go. Okay, I'll just go with the accelerometer. So I'll just place it. Okay, so after placing, you'll be getting one more pop-up. Okay, so in this pop-up, it is asking whether you want to go with all the axes or any one of the axes. Okay. Yes. So here, if you want to access with all the three axes, maybe you can just give enable. So if you don't want to go with all the three axes, either you want any one of the axes, maybe you can just deselect the thing, and you can just try to enable the particular axis. Okay. So if you want to access all the three channels, no worries. You can just enable all the three and click on OK. So when you click on OK, so you'll be getting the terminals over here. Why? Because the terminals will be always towards your left hand side. Because we are trying to acquire the signal. Means why? Because accelerometer will be already having some sort of a signal. Okay. So on that signal, what we'll be doing is we'll be just trying to acquire it in a lab view and we'll display it. Okay. Fine. So, ultimately I'll be just displaying it in an waveform chart. Okay. So in this waveform chart, I'll be just displaying, and moreover to this waveform chart, I cannot, take differently for each and every axis, like x-axis will be the separate, or y-axis will be separate, or z-axis will be separate, so I cannot go with a different form. So instead, what I'll do is I'll just try to combine all these three axes and I'll just drop into a waveform chart. So for that, what option I'll be using is I'll just right click on block diagram, go to cluster, class and variant palette. So here you have option called bundle. Okay. So I'll just take this bundle. Okay. And I'll just try to bundle all the three axis values. Okay. So at last I'm getting one sort of output. Okay. That will be in form of a cluster. Okay. Cluster is nothing but it can able to hold a different sort of a data types. Okay. Similar as well as a different data types. That is what a cluster means. So I'll just directly connect to a waveform chart. Okay, now you can just see it's been connected. Means all the three values will be plotting in the waveform chart. So I'll just rightly go to structures. I'll just take a while loop. I'll place an entire code inside a while loop. Why? Because I want to run continuously. I'll just given one stop button for if any emergency cases is there, I can just click on stop. Okay, so that the code will be stopped immediately. Okay, so and I'll place some delay. Okay, so while I'll be using a delay in the sense, so you can just try to go with a proper, the part means we can able to grasp the output very easily. Okay, so now I'll just click on run. Okay, so before clicking on run, it will ask us to save. So must and should we have to save it properly. So I'll just give it as accelerometer demo. Okay, so now you can just see it is dumping my code. Okay, so yeah, so now you can just see all the three axes have been acquiring. Okay, so you can just see I'm just trying to push towards IX. Okay, the white color line is giving more value, and now the Y towards the y-axis, the red color line is giving the more value, and now the Z, the green color the thing is giving a more value. Okay, and if you flip, okay, so the Z-axis is going to the -1. Yes, so you can just see the things how the accelerometer can able to be accessed. Okay, so this is how we can just directly configure the Myrio, and moreover, it is not only that the accelerometer axis values can be done. Actually speaking, why accelerometer has been placed on the Myrio is to just detect the vibration. Okay, so you can just see I'll just try to vibrate. Okay, means I'm just tapping on my table. Okay, so you can just see the peak. Okay, so by just seeing the peak, you can just say, okay, the vibration is more towards the Z-axis. Okay, so that's what you can just see the peak of the Z, means the green color line will be for the Z. So the peak will be very much needed. You can just see compared X and Y, the Z axis is, giving a more vibration. Okay, why? Because I am just trying to, tap on the table from top to bottom. Okay, so if at all you try to give it towards from your X side, you can just see the white value and the Y value is you are getting it more. Why? Because I am just trying to tap on the X axis, right? So why the accelerometer that have been given onboard accelerometer on in Myrio is nothing but to just detect the vibration or to detect the peak. Fine. So if any embedded student projects had been made, okay, maybe to follow up the directions, okay, to which direction exactly particularly we are going. As you have seen in your everyone are using a cell phone, the smartphone. Okay, so if at all you have been used Google Map, I hope everyone have been used in the Google Map. If at all you take a left turn or a right turn, okay, whenever you're traveling with on the Google Map, so if at all it says that you have to take right for 100 meters or 200 meters, how exactly it comes to know whether we have taken a right? So obviously, after taking a right, again it will say, okay, go straight till 2 kilometers or go straight till 200 meters. Then take next left. Okay, it will be showing. So why? Because in our phone itself, we are having an inbuilt accelerometer. So similarly in this Myrio, they are given an accelerometer to just follow up with the distance or to just know about the vibrations, where exactly it's generating and what are its values. Okay, so all those things will comes into the picture. Okay, so this is how we can see about access the accelerometer under Myrio. And the same thing, one more thing I would like to show you. Okay, now we have been taken a VI, okay, under Myrio. So I'll just take a VI under my computer. I'll just right click, go to new. I'll just take a VI. Okay, so now you can just see the difference. Yes, so you can just see the difference here. So accelerometer demo.va front panel on Nagarjuna demo / VS Rio. Okay, if at all you have taken VI, created a VI, so it will be showing under VS Rio. Okay, if at all you are trying to create a VI under my computer, it will be showing / my computer. Okay, so this is where you can easily say, this VI is under my computer or whether it is under my Rio. Okay, so now I'll just take under the my computer. Okay, so now if you see, you cannot access Rio, Rio palettes, either analog input, analog output, digital input, digital output, anything under this. Why? Because here, if you see, you can just go with the FPGA interface under my computer, but you can just see next to that FPGA interface, okay, you are having a blank. Okay, this blank, why you are getting a blank in the sense you cannot access a Rio under the my computer. Means it can be always accessed under the RT, but not a my computer. Fine. So that's why if at all you want to work with your the Rio, either it might be a channel, analog channel or digital channel, anything. So obviously you have to go under the my Rio. Okay. Here that cannot be done. Why? Because you cannot able to access here. But maybe if some people can raise a question, sir, why can't be it can be accessed under the my computer? Think that this accelerometer, whatever you are using, that cannot be always under the Myrio, but I want to check the output under the my computer. So is there any way? Yes, obviously you have a way. Okay, so for that we have to use one option called a shared variable. Okay, I hope you know about the variables. Okay, so in LabVIEW we have different sort of options. Okay, you have local variable, you have global variable, and you have shared variable. Okay, so I'll just give a simple introduction about these variables. Local variable is nothing but you can try to share the data between the VI or within the same VI. Okay, that is what a local variable means. if you are having a VI, this particular VI, untitled 6 VI, you can just try to share the data within this VI. That is nothing but a local variable. Okay. Global variable is nothing but you can just try to share the data between the VI. Means different VI. You have untitled 6 and you have untitled 7. Different VIs will be there. If you want to share or send the data between different two VIs, okay, you can use a global variable. Okay, that is under my computer. Local variable or global variable, if you want to access these two variable, this can be done only under my computer. Okay, but when you come for the shared variable, this variable, shared variable, will work with RT as well as a host. Okay, means you can just try to share the information from my computer to RT or RT to my computer. Okay, this is what a different. So now I'll be just showing you a demonstration how you can able to transfer the data or transfer the values from RT to host. Okay, so for that we need to create a variables first. Okay, so how to create a variables? So this is the very important part. Okay, so where to create a variable is, okay, so we have to create a variable in project window itself. Okay, so how to create a variable? So just click on Rio. Okay, right click on the My Rio, go to new. Here, like how you have been selecting a VI. So similarly, you have option to create a variable. Okay, I'll just click on that variable. So I'm getting a variable, shared variable properties. So here you can just try to select a data type, on what data type you are dealing with. Either you are dealing with a Boolean or array of Boolean or array of integer or string double Boolean, like based on what thing you're, what data type you are dealing with. So you can just go ahead about here and you can just select. So as of now, I'm dealing with accelerometer values. So obviously accelerometer values will be in terms of, the decimal, right? So that's why what I'll do, I'll just take a double. Okay, so double with 64-bit values. I'll just take here, and here I'll just label it as on like what axis you want to give. So I'll just give on x-axis. Okay, the variable name, and I just click on OK. Yeah. So maybe you can just see here, one library has been created. So untitled library 3. Okay, so I'll just save this library. Okay, I'll just save this library as accelerometers lib. Okay, so this accelerometer lib. So under that I have added x-axis. So now I'll just select that library and I'll right click new variable. So previously what I did, I was just right click, go to new. Either you can add a library or directly you can add a variable. So by default it will create a library. But now if you try to add variable or add library, so it will consider it as a new library. But that I don't want to do. So instead what I am doing is, under this already I have created a library. So under that I'll right click, go to new, create a variable. So here I'll just give it as y-axis. Okay, with the same data type as a double. I'll just click OK. Okay, so I'll just take one more variable. Why? Because I have 3 different axes, x, y, and z. So I'll just take a different name as x, y, and z. So I have already taken this. Okay, so now next what you have to do is, you have to update the values. Means whatever the libraries you have been created, means the shared variables, whatever you have been created, it has to be updated. Why? Because it will be shared via network. Shared variables will always share the data via network. Okay, so we have already connected to a network. How? In the sense, we have connected through USB with some IP address, and even my system is also connected with some Wi-Fi with same IP address. Okay, sorry, with a different IP address. So what it will do, from my Rio to my Wi-Fi, it will be just trying to share the data using a shared variable. So for that, what I'll do is, I have already created the library. Under that library, I have created a variables. Now it's very easy. Select the particular variable and just drag and drop. Yes, so I hope you will be following the same. So just click on that x-axis, just drag and drop to your block diagram under MyRio. Okay, so even the same, I'll just take a y-axis, I'll just drag and drop. I'll just take the z-axis, I'll drag and drop. Okay, so you can just see how the shared variable looks. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll just try to connect this x, y, and z to the particular output. Okay, so right now you can just see it is acquiring the data, means the terminal towards the left hand side, sorry, the right hand side. Now what I have to do is I have to bring this terminal to the left hand side in order to write the data. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to read the accelerometer values in under MyRio. After that, I'm just trying to write into the shared variable. So in under my computer, what I'll do, I'll just acquire those values. That's it. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll just right click on the shared variable x-axis, access mode. Here you can just see the access mode is read, but now I want to write. Okay. So I'll just click on the write, y-axis, again right click, access mode, write, z-axis, right click, go to access mode, write. Okay, so now you can just see all the three values have been, all the three shared variables are showing towards the left hand side. Okay, so I'll just connect x-axis to x-axis, z, y to y, and z to z. Yes. So now my connection part is done. Means from the accelerometer values, from MyRio accelerometer, I'm just trying to write. First, I'm writing into the shared variable. Now what I'll do, I'll read this shared variable, same shared variable under my computer. Okay. So I hope you have been understood this part. Okay. If you are having any sort of a doubt, so you can just please stop me at that particular point, and maybe you can raise your doubt. Okay, so I hope it's clear. If at all you are having any doubts, make sure that you can just stop me at that particular point and you can ask me that doubt. Okay, yeah. So now this part is done. Okay, under MyRio, whatever I have been created, this part is done. So now what I'll do, I'll just minimize this and I'll try to open a VI under my computer. Okay, I have already created a VI. So I've taken a new VI. So I've been just trying to use the same. Now here, I told you that here we cannot use the MyRio palette. Why? Because it is under my computer. It is not under the RT. So instead, how you'll be reading the values under the host, means under my computer. So the very simple is it is only possible through the library files, means whatever the shared variables you have been created, it can be done only through this portion. Okay, so what I'll do the same here. I'll just drag and drop all the three axes, all the three the shared variables. Yeah, so I have taken all the three, and you can just see right now it is in read mode. So you can just right click on that and you can just go with access mode and check it is in the read mode. Okay, so under my computer, I want to read all the three axis values. Okay, that is what my point. So in under MyRio, I was writing. First, I am reading through the accelerometer and I am writing into the shared variable. So under my computer, I am reading from the shared variable, whatever I have written. Okay. So here also, I'll just try to bundle. I'll just go to cluster class variant and I'll select a bundle. Okay. So I'll just connect all the three axes to the bundle. Okay. So here also, I'll just try to, take a chart. Fine. So I'll connect to the chart. So now all the three values are being connected. So I'll just place this entire thing under the while loop. And I'll place a delay here. So now I'll just minimize the block diagrams. Okay, yeah. Now you can just see you're having two different front panels with two different VIs. Okay, so left hand side, whatever you are seeing is under my Rio, and right hand side, whatever you can see is under my computer. Okay, so if I first, what you have to do is first you have to run the my Rio. Okay, why? Because you have to acquire the values from the my Rio, means from the accelerometer you want to acquire the values. So first make sure that you have to run your RT first. So I'll just click on run. Okay, it is asking me to save. I'll just click on save all. Okay, yeah. So now you can just see you're getting some values under the RT real time. Okay, so now you can just see towards my right hand side I am having under my computer VI. So this I have not yet started yet. So I'll be just starting now. Okay, I'll just click on run. Okay, yeah. So now you can just see the same values, whatever you are writing or you're reading under the my Rio, you can just read the same. Yes, the same to same values or the same to same peaks, whatever you're getting. So if I just try to flip it, okay, you can just see it is going to -1. Again, I flip to a normal thing. It is coming over here. Okay, so but here the problem is we cannot directly access my Rio under my computer. That is what a main part. But using the shared variable, you can just try to transfer any of the value to your my computer. Okay, so think that if I try to stop a Rio, okay, you can just see observe here. If I try to stop the Rio, see I'm just trying to change the accelerometer values. No, nothing. I'm not getting anything. Why? Because it is not acquiring. So that's why you cannot able to read any values under my computer. Fine. So I'll just stop here. So if I try to run once again, okay, so now it is trying to write the values. So now I have been running both the VIs parallelly. So now you can just see you can able to read the values, accelerometer values. Yes. So until and unless the Rio will be keep on acquiring, so you'll be getting the same data in your my computer, means under my computer. But you cannot change anything with respect to the code under my computer. Why? Because you can it's not directly connected to your lab view, means to your Rio. So that is what disadvantage. But whatever the values you can acquire under my Rio, so the same values can be able to acquire in your my computer. Okay, if I try to stop the Rio, you can just see even here under my computer the value will be stopped, even though if I vibrate or tap or anything if I do, it won't be done. Why? Because it will be not acquiring the values. Okay, so I hope you have been understood like how you can able to transfer the values from Rio to your my computer, from like RT to host, we call this as. So even if you want to go with host to RT, the same procedure. So you have to create the library under my computer, and you can just transfer a data. But I think transferring from host to RT is not much necessary. So you can ask me why. Why? Because you can access all the things under MyRio itself. Okay. So if you want to go with the numeric palette or comparison or file IO or array structures, whatever the thing you can able to go with my computer, the same thing can be accessed under MyRio only. Okay. So always we'll be trying to transfer the thing from RT to host, not from host to RT. Okay, so these points you have to just keep it in mind, so that it will be used for the future use whenever you're trying to pass the data, or you can just transfer data between RT to host. Maybe you can just follow this procedure. So I've just shown you a demo with only with respect to accelerometer, but even you can just transfer with respect to arrays or different data type. But only thing is you have to be very confident that here you have to change the proper data type. Okay, so on which you are dealing with. If at all you are dealing with an array, so make sure that you have to select here an array with what data type, either array with integer or array with double, okay, array with string. Okay, so these sort of the data type has to be very familiar whenever you're trying to transfer a data from RT to host. Okay, so let me know if at all you people are having any doubts. So let me know so that I'll clear the doubts and I'll just move to the next topic. Okay, so I'll just consider your silence as that you have already cleared about these topics. Okay, so no issues. If at all you're having any doubts, you can just stop me at any point of time. I can just drop your question in your Dropbox or chat box. So surely I'll be just attending you the same. Okay, so I hope any questions. Okay. Fine. So I hope there will be no questions in the chat box. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So this is with respect to the concept of transferring data from RT to host. Okay. So maybe like just next we'll be just going to check the loopback connections. Okay. So how to just check with the loopback connections. Yes, that is very important actually. Okay, so meanwhile here you can just try to add a VI under the MyRio with n number of VIs. Okay, there is no restriction that okay for only one VI or only one thing you have to go with different kind of projects. No, actually speaking, so if at all you're done with this, no worries, you can again just click on that Rio, right click, go with the new, add a VI. Okay, so that a new VI will be added under the My Computer. Okay, I'll just place tile by tile. Okay, so and here moreover thing we are having 3 different ports, right? So one is port A and one is port B and one will be the port C. Okay, so I'll be just showing you the things. Yeah, so I hope you can just see here properly. So primary and secondary signals on MXP connectors A and B. Okay, so that's what I said. We are having the 3 ports or 3 connectors. Okay, A, B, and C. Okay, so AB stands for MXP connectors, mini expansion port, and port C stands for MSP, mini system port, like whatever you have been already seen in the MIDAC. Okay, let me clear you the thing. Yeah, this is what the thing you have been seen under MIDAC, right? So you are having a plus 50 node, minus 50 node, AO0, AO1, AI0 plus AI0 minus. Okay, so this the same whatever the thing you are having, the ditto will be there available in the MyRio also. Okay, the same port. Fine. So here also the same pins like two analog ground and 2 analog output channel, 2 analog input channel, okay, and 8 digital IO. Okay, so all those things are available. Okay, so same to same, no worry about this. But we want to know about this MXP connectors, port A and port B. Okay, so we'll just try to see what all the pins we are having. So I'll just try to rotate. Yeah, so I hope you can just see the pins very clearly now. Okay, so actually speaking, whatever they have given here, so from pin number 1 to pin number 34, okay, it consists of only one port. Okay, so port A and port B both are connection wise both are same. Okay, and whatever the pin number with the label they have given, the same thing for port A as well as a port B. Okay, there will be no change at all. So if a pin number 1 is meant for plus 5 volt, so in port A, the same pin number 1 will be meant for 5 volt in port B. Okay, so there will be no changes about a pins or a pin description or anything else. Okay, so there no need to worry about this. You can just see here you are having AI0, AI1, AI2, AI3, and AO0 and AO1. Okay, so but previously in a port C MSP in my DAC, so you are having AI0 plus, AI0 minus, AI1 plus, and AI1 minus. Okay, so why they have given in such a way that it was actually the differential format connector. Okay, so I told you that whenever you are trying to connect to your sensor, okay, I have been connected the IR sensor and I was showing you the demo. Whenever you're connecting a sensor, make sure that you have to connect for positive as well as a negative. Means negative has to be given properly grounded. If not else, you'll be not trying to get the proper output. Even I have showed you a demo, right? So the same way here, it is not connected as a differential part, since it is connected single-ended. Means inbuilt, means on the board itself they have been given all the negative connection as a common ground. So here no need to given the common ground for each and every terminal. So instead you can just directly connect your input, so you can just check your output back. Okay, so I'll be just showing you a simple demo. Okay, so where I'll be connecting the analog. Okay, so I'll just connect with AI0, means I'm just connecting to pin number 3. Okay, and I'm checking the output to AO0, like pin number 2. Okay, so I'm just showing you the loop back connections, how exactly it works. So I've connected AI0 pin number 3 to AO0 pin number 2. Actually speaking, this MXP connector, the port A and port B will be of a male connectors. Okay, so the male connectors, of these both the pins. So what we have to do, if at all you want to work with any of these ports, we have to use a female pin connectors. Okay, so that's what I have used a female pin connector, and I have wired, shorted a wire from AI0 to AO0. Okay, so now here I'll just right click under Rio. I'll just go to the Rio palette. Fine, so I'll just take analog input and I'll place it. Yeah, so here you can just see to which channel you have been connected. Okay, so right now I have been connected to channel A. Okay, so that's what here you can just see A/AI0 in bracket they are given pin number 3. Okay, so again if you just click on the drop down box, you can just see you have how many the pins, analog pins you have. Yes, I hope any doubts. I think someone have been unmuted. Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Tell me. Is there any doubt, sir?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, last 10 more minutes. So after the lunch break, we can continue.
Yeah, sure, sir. I'll just wind up exactly by 1.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, sir, sure.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah. So here you can just see, the pin number 3. So next pin will be pin number 5. So AI2 number 7, AI3 pin number 9. So these 4 analog inputs with respect to port A, and 4 analog input pins with port B, and even you have a port C also. So even audio left and audio right, audio equalizer also can be worked in Myrio. Okay, so you can just select according to your pin. So if you want to add one more, you can just click on this add. so that you can just one more pin. So if you want to access all the 4 pins at a time, maybe you can just click on add function, and you can just go with a more number of analog inputs. Fine. So right now I'm dealing with only a single pin. So I'll just click on OK. Yeah. So here where AI stands for analog input means I am going to acquire. Okay. So I'll just click on right click and create an indicator. Okay. Here I'll just given as acquire. Okay. Similarly, I'll generate the pin here. So how to generate? The same way, right click, go to the Myrio palette and just take analog output, place it here. Here also the same way. Here you will be getting only the analog output pins, not analog input pins. Okay. So for each port, you will be having the 2 analog output pins. Okay. For means for A port, you have a 2 analog output. For B port, you have a 2. And for C port, you have a 2. So totally 6. Okay. You will be having 6 analog output, and you're having 4, 4, and 4. So 12 analog inputs are available in overall Myrio. Okay, so I'll just click on OK. Okay, so now I'll just create a control here. So I'll just label this as generate. Okay, so in this generate, you can just see. I'll just click on run. Okay, I'll just save. Okay, I'll just give it as analog demo. I'll just give the file name as analog demo. Fine. So even this voltage range will be the different. Okay, you can just see. Okay, I'll just place inside a while loop with some delay. Okay, so I'll just click on run. Yeah. Yes. Okay. You can just see here. Right now, I'm just passing. I know the signal as 0. You are getting acquiring it as the same. If at all you give 1, so you're getting 0.99, 2, 1.99. Okay, like 3, 2.99, like approximate like 0.1. That will be a loss. That's not an issue. You can just see here the voltage range will be from 0 to 5 volt. Okay, but whereas in your MyDAC, the analog input, since it was a differential thing, it was giving a -10 to +10. But here, if at all you give 10, so you are getting maximum output is 4.99. And even though if you try to give a negative voltage, it's not considering the negative voltage. Why? Because this, since the connection, whatever we have given is a single-ended. Okay, so single-ended can only generate from 0 to 5 volt maximum. Okay, but the differential end will be, it can able to generate, or it can persist from -10 to +10. Okay, that is the only difference. Okay, so that's where we call a single-ended will be always used for maximum 5 volt. And if at all you want to go beyond 5 volt, then obviously you can just go for a single, the differential end. Okay, so that differential end will be available in your port C. Okay, so maybe I think it's the time up. Okay, I'll just try to wind up the session as per now. Okay, so maybe we'll just try to continue, and I'll be showing you the demo between a single-ended and differential in the same way, so that you people can able to understand, in a much better way. Okay, so as of now, I'll just stop the code. Okay, I'll just save the code. Meanwhile, like after coming back from the lunch, we'll just try to continue the same session, and I'll be giving you the demonstration. Fine. So I hope it is clear now. If at all you're having any doubts, so let me know, so that I'll be assisting you. So I have 3 more minutes of time. Yes, okay. So no worries. I hope everyone have been cleared about the things. Okay. So maybe we'll just break for the lunch. Okay, and we'll be starting again session from 2 o'clock. Fine. So I hope we can just wind up, sir. Hello. Hello. Shashikiran, sir. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. We'll just try to wind up for a break. We'll just take a break, and maybe we'll from 2 o'clock. I'll just continue the session.
Sure, sir. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. It's a nice presentation. Dear participants, once again, I will rejoin at 2 o'clock after the lunch break. Thank you, everyone.